Hey, what up? What up? What's going on, family? This is Todd from No Picks Podcast.
Hey, what's good, Ty? This is Joe checking in, No Picks Podcast.
All right, so check it out. So we're gonna react to a Candace Owens clips. We know a lot of white people hate Candace Owens, right? But sometimes she got some content to react to. So let's let this play and let's react to it and let's have a conversation about it.
All right, let's see.
Trans students on this campus who actively feel victimized by your presence here today. Additionally, you just pointed out that this man detransitioned, but earlier in your speech,
Guys, I want to hear her. Go ahead. What do I have to say? Just the question, please. No speech. What is the question?
what do you have to say to the trans students on this campus who feel actively victimized by your presence here?
Life's tough. Get a helmet, man. I'm too pregnant for this.
Yo, Jesus, she
Yeah.
cold, bro.
Hey, cool.
She
So
cold, bro.
hey, all right. So my question to you, Joe, is I mean, what do you think? Like, are a certain are we too sensitive today?
Yes, yes. And we've talked about this in the past, bro. I'm tired of cancel culture. I'm tired of snowflakes. I'm tired of people going around talking about microaggressions and feeling unsafe on college campuses. Like, yes, we are too sensitive, and it makes me sick to my stomach, bro. That response from Candace was cold, and I loved it. She's
Right.
like, I don't care. Life's tough. I'm not gonna coddle you. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna try to protect you. Like, what are we talking about? Like, we're in a
Right.
safe space. We're on a college campus with a bunch of rich people or privileged people. Like, what we talking about? You know what I mean? Like, bruh, did you like her
I mean,
response?
yeah, I respect the fact that first of all, I'm not sure what college that was, right? That was clearly a college, right? But I respect the fact that they let her speak in general, right? Because normally they
Right,
don't let conservatives speak
right,
at
right.
any college, regardless of where it is. But I mean, she's right, bro. Like, it's like, how can I say this without being like canceled, right? But certain sect of society, like, wants like everybody to kind of just agree with them, right? Like, all right. So when did it become just like an absolute fact that like the most tolerant groups of people are the most intolerant groups when it comes to other dissenting opinions, right?
I, I, I don't know when it happened. I do know that it started happening earlier on in my college life. You know what I mean? Because a lot of this starts in college. You know what I mean? This is why people have been protesting the fact that colleges have become way too liberal. They're like indoctrination camps. Like,
Right,
they're just
right,
radicalizing and putting these crazy notions in our kids that men are the enemies and the patriarchy, and that women are these victims, and that, like, men are horrible. Like, college has been so I think that I would say maybe when I went to college, it was like 2004, 2006. I think early 2000s is when it's really started to kick in. If I had to take a guess, so
right.
almost 20. This is almost like 20 years in the making.
I don't get it, bro. Like, it's strange to me because it's like liberals, right? And like I said, I voted Democrat my whole life, right? But liberals have an issue when people, like, can't can't be liberal and think, like, outside the box, right?
Right.
But if you think contrary to what the consensus, the 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 general liberal agenda is, then you're the enemy. Everybody's the enemy, right? So
I
right now,
hate that, bro.
this is crazy, right? Because right now the liberal agenda is, you know, anything other than, pro LGBTQ, pro I don't know, pro gender affirmations is like, oh, it's like you're a terrible person, and that's how they
Right.
frame it.
Right. Right. And it's like you can't be allies who disagree. It's like if you
Right,
disagree, you're an enemy. But my thing is like, so if
mm,
I disagree with anything that you have to say, I'm automatically an enemy? Like,
right,
how's that working for you? How do you build allies? I feel like you're going to create more enemies than you have allies because you just completely dismiss or cancel or vilify somebody for not agreeing with everything that you say, bro.
right.
That doesn't make any sense to me. It makes no sense, bro. How do you build a movement like that? How do you sustain a movement? You can start a movement like that, but how do you sustain that? You're going to lose followers along the way. It's crazy. But yeah,
my thing is like, you can never be liberal enough because you know what I mean? Because like there's another like how the political landscape is now. So at one point you were super liberal, right?
I
You would
was
be
liberal, yeah.
considered super liberal, right? But the political landscape has gotten even more liberal.
Right.
So now you would be probably considered moderate or
I'm
conservative.
probably moderate, but I'm getting more conservative socially because I think this woke culture, this cancel culture, these progressives, they're getting out of pocket, bro. They are doing the most, and it's pushing me towards more conservative values. It really is. It has. I'll share a brief story with you, bro. Because
Right.
I remember my freshman year in college. And this is why I said this has been starting for decades. I don't know if every college does this, but you know how sometimes they'll try to put you in a group of other kids who are also freshmen, and you got to move around with them. You do activities with them. You
Right.
ate with them, like basically like a team of people that you would get to know better. So at
Right.
least you had a core of people that you knew as a freshman.
Yeah.
I was in my group. One day the topic was power dynamics, and we were
Right.
talking about power dynamics in this room with our team. They called them like crazy teams or something. I don't know, but we had our
Right.
team there, and we're talking about power dynamics. And at one point in that conversation, we were talking about, what makes people feel unsafe. And I remember this girl, bless her heart, I'm not going to say her name, but this very privileged white girl who came from a suburb in DC. In the middle of the conversation, I guess she got frustrated. She was like, "I just don't feel safe anymore. I don't feel safe anymore. Like we're talking and we're having this conversation about this and this and this and that, and I don't think like I'm being heard or the people are taking me seriously, but I just don't feel safe." And remember, this is coming from me. I'm straight out of North Philly, bro. I
Right.
just graduated from Alny High School, top 10 persistently dangerous schools at the time. I was coming out of like Broaden area where my grandma and my grandfather's house is right there, right off 7 from Butler. I was coming from drugs. My mom was living in zombie land. I was coming from seeing people shoot up as I was walking up the subway stairs to get on the train. Like this was the life I was coming from.
Right.
So to hear this privileged ass white girl my freshman year say she felt unsafe
Mhm.
on this college campus that resembled a country club around other people whose families were probably very wealthy. Half the people in my group were paying full tuition because their parents made too much, but they were paying full tuition. But to hear someone like that say, "I feel unsafe," how do you think that registered to someone like us, bro? You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? This is when I realized what is happening here. How do you feel unsafe? You don't like I came from North Philly. I'm here in the suburbs. I feel the safest as I felt in a long time. And to hear somebody say I feel unsafe now, it blew my mind, bro.
Right.
It was an I this is my freshman year. It blew my mind, bro. And I expressed some of that and people were upset. They didn't like that. But that's what I'm saying. Bro. It's been happening for years, but people like us, we saw through the bullshit years ago too. Like, what you mean you feel unsafe? We're in a suburb. We're in a country club. Like, how do you feel unsafe? What are you talking about? Like,
No, it's wild.
I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that, bro. But I do think people are too sensitive, and I hate it. I hate it, bro. I hate it.
It's a bad habit today, man. Like it's like it's like whatever you don't like, someone says, you can just like stomp your feet, throw your hands up, and be like, I don't want to listen to you. I don't want to hear you. Like it's like the perfect way to like stall any kind of like any kind of debate, and
Right.
it's unfortunate, man. But
Of course.
yeah.
And it's
So
not
check it out.
sustainable, bro.
It's not sustainable. But I mean, listen, y'all tell us what y'all think. I mean, like, subscribe. I mean, you have to comment. Let's have a conversation about it. We will respond, either him or myself. And that's all I got to say. You got anything else?
Check out our episode. It's on the YouTube. It's a long episode. It's called Too Woke for Comfort. We talk about some of this stuff. Go back and
Right.
revisit it. It's a great episode. Other than that, I'm good on that.
All right.
Y'all be
Well,
easy.
until next time, we'll hit y'all in a couple days.